Hey guys, so it's time to talk about my post-op. I was meant to actually film this video at the 3-month point. It's currently the 6-month point, but there's no better time to fill you in, so here goes. I thought I'd actually talk about the next steps after the 1-week post-op where we left it last time, and then answer a few of your questions. There's not much to update, so it won't be a long video for you, but I did promise a full post-op stuff, so here we go. After the 1 week of basically, checking the stitches and bouncing back, I had a 4-week appointment with my nurse, and she's really lovely. She basically just wanted to talk to me about if there's any problems. There wasn't any problems, so that was quite short-lived. And then we had to just quickly check them again, make sure everything's okay, and then take my post-op photos. So it was a really quick appointment, and the good thing is if you have a lunch break and you're local, that you could probably book your post-op appointment then, and it's great because obviously you don't want to be taking time off work all the time. My next appointment was with my surgeon, so that was 3 months, and that's when you finally get your kind of post-ops all done and dusted kind of thing. So that was just a short-lived really. My surgeon asked me about any problems, obviously there's none, and then he wanted to check my implants, so he had like a little feel and move stuff around to make sure he can feel the implant, and then he basically just discussed with me the next steps, which were really nothing much, just to make sure like my sensations are back, and I don't know, there wasn't too much to it. It was mainly just saying that he couldn't feel the implants, the scars looked really well, and as my like sensations are coming back, there's nothing more to say. That's the process now. It's just waiting for everything to kind of click back to how it was. And basically he said if I do have any issues or anything goes wrong, please call the surgery that I was with. So that's it. I am covered for 10 years, so obviously I have paid a little bit extra for that, but that's all good and well. So if there is any problems, I've got to just give them a quick call. Simple. And then from then, I kind of haven't had any communication with Chancellor. I haven't needed to. I haven't had any problems. It's been really smooth, and I'm so thankful for that. I was quite scared, but there was nothing much to it. And then since then, I have actually got measured, because obviously I know you guys are going to be interested in that side of it. So I was, back when I was in uni, which was forever ago, a 28 to 30B. I'm now a 32 double D. I was pretty shocked when I heard that, because in my mind I feel like, yeah, I could potentially be a D cup, but I didn't feel that big. But I am a 32 double D, so as you can tell, when people do say to you that breast implants actually do show up smaller in clothes and in person, they just look smaller than the size they come out, it is in my case true, and it just means that in general sizing's not the biggest issue, but because I think boobs and breast implants give off very different like sizing issues. Like obviously I'm guessing natural double D boobs would be a lot bigger than mine, and I don't know, it doesn't, a double D's an overshot of what I wanted. I wanted a C or a D, but they don't feel that big, they don't have any problem with them, and they look good in clothes, and that's what I wanted, so I can't complain. It just means that I have to find double D bras that look great and are comfortable, which is all I care about, is being comfortable really. So if you do have any like good websites or places that you shop for bigger boobs, please let me know. I could do with like, a good list to look at. And now for questions. Not too many, so don't worry, I'm not going to like bombard you with loads of information, but you guys have asked some simple questions, so here goes. On Instagram I was asked, what size was I before and does it hurt? Okay, I was obviously, as I said, a 28-30B. Basically I was quite flat. I had my own breast tissue, obviously, I had boobs, but they weren't noticeable. Like in clothes you wouldn't notice. It just meant I could wear no bra, I could do all these things, and it wouldn't make any difference. It didn't hurt, they didn't move around too much. And does it hurt? It does hurt. Like it's not pain-free, but it doesn't actually hurt either. Like, I don't know, you're on so many pain meds, it doesn't matter, but I came off my pain medication 3 days after. I only took it for 3 days, so it wasn't that bad. I expected a lot worse. Definitely, it's not painless, but it's not too bad. Don't be scared of the pain. You're under a lot of care. It's fine. And how long in total did the recovery take? Like, when was I signed off and completely back to normal? So, in total, I would say I bounced back after a week. In general, I felt better about myself. After 2 weeks, I felt more mobile. I could wash my own hair. That's a very key thing with, operations. I could wash my hair. I could lift my arms up. I could move around. I felt normal. After a month, I would say I felt completely normal to the fact that I could lift things up. I could lift before. I didn't feel strained, anything like that. No pain. To this day, I still get aches and pains, and it's absolutely normal. Don't worry about that. But in general, after about a month, I felt like normal. Like, my boobs felt like mine. Everything seemed to be sliding in place. They're a lot softer now, obviously, so that's great. Like, I think Transform themselves give you 3 months post-op care. So they say after 3 months, that's when you start to feel A-okay, there shouldn't be any problems, blah, blah, all that sort of stuff. So 3 months is the sign-off date. And yeah, the only change that's really happened since the 1 week to now is that everything's so much softer. My boobs move around a lot more. I can wear different bras. They're more like boobs than when you first get them done. They are like implants. I wouldn't say they've settled too much because I felt that my boobs were naturally a lot higher anyway, but they don't feel the same way. They don't feel hard and they don't feel sore, and I can feel things. My boobs feel like boobs. And when I touch them, they don't feel weird. Before, it's a sensation that you can't even describe, but now everything's back to normal. So that's great. But yeah, I had a week off and then I went back to work. So I would definitely say give yourself a week, because in the long run that works out. A lot of people have been speaking to me and they haven't really got any post-op care in place. And I don't know, it just doesn't seem right to me. Just give yourself a week before going back to work, for sure. Abby Howard asked me, how do they go about researching the company and the surgeon? So this is like a really key thing, because everyone talks about it, because it's the most important thing. At the end of the day, the person you're choosing is slicing you open, doing the operation, stitching you back up. If you pick the wrong person, then it's all downhill from there. With the company itself, in the UK, Transform is a really big cosmetic surgery company, so they're out there. I knew of them, I had a consultation with them, and I really like the company itself. I'm not going to lie, I've had a few friends go to them, and I've looked at other companies as well, and I don't know, I just liked how much information it is. It's very user friendly, Transform. Their website's really up to date. They've just got tons of information for you, and they got loads of different surgeons as well. For surgeons, that was a bit of a weird one for me, because I'd seen a few bloggers and I'd read about who they had gone with, and then I read about a little bit more. And when I was offered my surgeon initially, I couldn't find any information online about him. I'd looked, I just couldn't find any personal stories. And what I wanted to see is before and afters, for sure. I wanted to read people's experiences and just know what they had felt and how they had experienced it, because at the end of the day, I want to know that their results are good, but also that I can feel comfortable in their hands. I couldn't find it, so I decided to go with the one that I'd heard about, and it was Dr. Melagros. And there's loads of information online about him. You can see his records as well, his medical stuff, blah blah, all that. But I also use forums. When you Google breast augmentation, blah blah, all these questions about it, you get forum websites where people ask questions, they share their experiences, and they are so handy. I never use them websites for anything else, but in this case, they have so much information. Type your doctor in to that forum, you'll find loads of information. If you don't find anything, then I wouldn't personally go with them. You might like their results that they've shown you, but there's nothing online or nothing else you can experience them. I don't know, I like my doctor for his surgery skills. I didn't spend a lot of time with him. I don't think he really wanted to spend a lot of time with his patients personally either, but it worked out well for me, so that's all I can say. And let me have a quick look again. What method did I use to have my implants? Abby Autopsy said that she had found a surgeon that actually puts them in an armpit fold. Okay, that sounds quite scary to me. But in my case, I think I had the most generic one, where they slice you underneath the boob. One of mine you can see a little bit more because of how it turned out, but they're underneath like the ridge, so they're quite invisible. But my scars are about this long, like they're really good. So he sliced and pushed boob implant in, like literally, like when you see the videos on TV and stuff, and it looks quite violently, quite scary really. That's what I had. I didn't actually research anything about the different methods. I looked at overs and unders. That was it, because obviously I wouldn't know what would be best for me. Would I be better off having it over my muscle, under my muscle? What would the results look like? What would the healing process be like? But for the way the surgeon does the operation, I kind of just had faith that if I find a surgeon I like, he would know what he does and it would be the best way anyway. So I can't see why it would be a problem to have the fold there. It'd probably be as tiny scar as like here, but I just think that might be a bit more restrictive healing, like, because your arms are quite restricted anyway, so maybe it might make it a bit more painful in that way. But if your surgeon can do something fancy like that and it works, then it works. Ariel's Tail asked me, is it as expensive as it seems? So money is like a really big part of the surgery side, because obviously not everyone can afford it. And in my case, 6 months ago I could afford it. I could afford to save my deposit, and then now I can afford to pay, like, it's only £216 a month, and that's okay for me. I can afford that with my work and my lifestyle. But I would say a year ago this wouldn't have been as affordable. £4,500 is a lot of money, but right now that doesn't seem expensive, because if you pace that out of 10 years, like most people say, oh, in 10 years time you have to replace them or stuff like that, which necessarily isn't true. You can have them for your life as long as there's no wear or tear and there's no problems. So over that period of time, it's not a lot of money, but doing it all in one go or sometimes paying monthly isn't the easiest for some people. And the prices you see online and the generic prices are how much it is. Even if you see when you go to consultation, it's usually the price that you found online anyway. So it is expensive, but as long as your lifestyle suits that expense, it's not that bad. If that makes sense. And I've also been asked, does it affect breastfeeding? Now this is one I'm not really that too informed to answer, because it wasn't a priority of mine. I didn't really ask those questions. I wasn't too fussed. But I believe my surgeon and my consultation lady said it's a-okay. I remember her saying about mammograms, you have to notify them because they do it a little bit gentler, I guess, for you. But breastfeeding wise, I'm not too informed, so I would definitely say speak to someone or have a little Google about that one. But I remember off the top of my head them saying it's fine because it doesn't affect the nipple really. And okay, last question is a weird one, because what size is my implant? Okay, this probably makes no sense to anyone that hasn't tried on implants. So I have a 325cc overs with a round profile. See, doesn't make sense, but basically it means my profile implant was round. Like when you think of an implant and it's like a blob, that's what mine is, like a round one. It's not the teardrop shape, because that would have given me a pointier profile with my natural boob shape and projection and all that sort of stuff. So my boobs are slightly more rounded. They look a slightly faker, but I was tiny. I couldn't have really, there's no way they could make it like naturally look that natural. So yeah, round, that makes sense. I had over the muscle, so it basically means that my breast implant is sitting above my muscle, like on top of my muscle but under my breast tissue. Pretty simple. And 325cc probably means nothing to anyone watching this that hasn't tried on implants in a like consultation, because it's just a size. I don't know how to compare it. Basically, I went from a B to a double D, which is 3 cup sizes, and I went up like a bandwidth as well. But it's really, I can't. When you actually go for a boob job, this bra and the cup size really don't matter to you as much, because as you say, you can say you want to walk in there and be like, I want to be this size, and that's perfect, but they can't guess what size it's going to give you. You never know. Like, your boobs will naturally look smaller than the actual size you'll get anyway. So a lot of people overshoot. In my case, I've overshot. Like, I wanted to be a C to a big D, and I'm a double D. They don't look too big, which is great. but I don't know personally what CC would have actually given me that anyway, because I was offered 295 and 325, and my nurse said that if I go for a 325 I should be a big C to a small D. So obviously it's a really hard thing to guess. Like, I would say with breast jobs, it's more about how you feel, how you like the shape of your boobs, how you like the size, how they turned out. It's all about that, and then the bra stuff comes later. Like, it doesn't matter as much as long as you're happy. Like, the sizing's something that it just doesn't really make sense, because we always talk like, this is a bra, this is a big size bra, this is a big small size bra, but then when you go to your consultation, they're like, this is a number, and this is another number, and this is a and you're like, okay, I try the implants on and hoping like I like one of them on me, and then that turns out good. It's just impossible to really describe. But 325 was mine. In general, I think that's quite a small implant, because most people I've read about or heard about, they went for 365 plus. But then I've turned out to be a double D, where people who've had a 365 has turned out to be a double D, and they were maybe even a bit bigger than me initially, or they're a bit... It's all weird. Like, everyone is different when they have a CC. Like, you can have the same CC as your friend who started off exactly the same as you, but it turns out differently. So just try on implants, see what you like, and just factor in the fact that they're going to be a slightly like off than in the bra to in your boobs. It's hard to give advice on something that doesn't really make sense. But yes, all I can say really is I've had a really smooth journey, and you probably all noticed that, like, whenever I've spoken about it, I haven't had any problems to like kind of be like, oh my god, this happened, because nothing like that did, and that's been really great. I had a really good post-op care, really good pre-op care, and I really didn't find anything to be hard to deal with. Like, I was amazed at how easy everything was, considering how scared I was as well. And I've spoken to so many people who have asked me about pre-op, post-op, and I'm like, I don't see how they don't know, because the surgery and the surgeon should have enough information for you to know what you're doing. In my run-up, I had this, within 6 weeks you can't do this and you can do this, and then within a week you can't do this, you can do this, within a day before your operation you can and can't do this. It was like everything was like there, information on a piece of paper to let me know. And that's my biggest advice, is go for a company and go for a surgeon that will offer you post-op care, will offer you all the information you need, and won't just leave you standing once they've done the job. Will just be like, yeah, cool, that's it, goodbye. Like, find someone that you feel comfortable with, but find someone who's willing to give you the extra bit of care, because that's all that matters at the end of the day. It's like, not only what you turn out like, but if there's something goes wrong, or even if you feel like, oh my god, that's a weird sensation, that's really weird, you want to be able to like speak to someone and be like, is this normal? And then to confirm it is normal, because there's such weird things that happen after. You're like, oh, you're like, that's a bit achy, or that's happened, and you don't really know what's normal. So yeah, post-op and pre-op care is really important. Like, your surgeon could be like amazing, but you need to be able to like feel supported as well. But hey, that is basically my end of my video, because I don't have much more information for it. I don't know when I'll be making a new video, because I don't really have anything planned. But thank you for following me through the process, and for listening to me rambling about it, and hopefully I answered your questions. If you are looking to go for a boob job and you want some more advice, you are welcome to message me. It's perfectly okay. I will be able to answer many questions I can. Can't give you all the information, but hey, I'll try my best. So thank you again, and I'll see you soon.